So how do you create a brand that truly represents who you are and the products you sell, as well as building a business that you can scale online? That is what this podcast will help you do. My name is Henry Kaminski Jr., and welcome to the Brand Doctor Podcast.
Let me just make this statement loud and clear. Jersey's here, Jersey's here.
What's good, everybody? Welcome to another Brand Doctor Podcast episode. We got a really awesome show today. We're going to be talking about how to make your marketing videos look great so they attract a qualified lead and convert that lead into a customer. And as much as I know about this stuff, I wanted to bring somebody on that knew a hell of a lot more about putting together a great video for your marketing than I did. And I want to share with you an awesome guest today. His name is Tom Aris. He's from Germany, and he's been rocking out probably since he was 12 years old. And he has just a tremendous amount of passion for creative video, and I cannot wait to get into today's conversation. So Tom, my man, what's shaking?
What's shaking? Thank you for that glowing introduction, Henry. And I'm happy to talk about this today.
Oh, well, dude, I'm super excited because watching you grow over the past few months has been incredible. And watching you implement a lot of the stuff we talk about is very fulfilling for me. So I just want to say that first and foremost. So enough about me. I want the audience to understand a little bit more about you. So tell us how you became so passionate for video.
All right. So you already introduced like a little bit of that and said that I've been rocking it since I was 12, and that is totally wrong because I started when I was 7. And that was the first. Yeah, that was the first time I had a camera in my hands. I wouldn't say that I was rocking it back then. I was just making some like wannabe travel video style and zooming on whatever. Like I was just playing the world with cameras when I was 7, and that's been a cool thing for me that I kept over the years. And when I was in school was not really a great place for me, I would say. And I bet that a lot of creative introverts know that. A lot of you will probably be able to relate to that because there is like, when you are doing a thing that only you are doing and only you're understanding, then you always feel like you don't fit in. And I had that, but I had one thing, and it was video. And while school was always giving me that input that I'm not good enough, I'm not making progress, I'm not made for this, I can't do that, I had this video thing going on where I constantly got better and better and better. And I had the feeling that with every video that I was making, and I was making a lot of them, I think in the 3rd grade, I had my first own YouTube channel. And back then I was uploading one video a week, every Monday. It didn't get traction because I had no idea about marketing, but I started to know more about videos. I started to learn more how to make a video look great. And I would say that my video improvement over the years exceeded the improvement that I had in school, because like school just always went down. And there was the time where I was at the point I was sitting next to the principal, or like opposing him in a meeting of the school, and I was ready to leave. And I told him, hey, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm out. I'm going to start my video agency. I'm going to make videos.
And what, and how old were you?
At this point, I was 16.
Wow. That's incredible. That is what, I feel like I took my first leap of faith, like when I was 20 something, 28 years old, 27 years old. You took it at 16. So I give you a lot of props for that. Wow. So video was sort of your outlet in life, where you could always go to video and just get lost in it.
Exactly.
That's incredible. That's incredible.
And to get that philosophical, I would even say that I did not only get lost in it, but I also found myself in it.
Yeah, two very, very important points. Very important points. Wow. Okay. So fast forward. Now you create this agency and you are an entrepreneur as a teenager. Talk to us about that. So how did that play into your life, and how did that make you grow up faster than the average 16-year-old?
I see. I see. Okay. So I'm not 16 anymore. I turned 20 2 weeks ago. So
Happy
no,
birthday.
thank you. But I still feel like I learned a lot over these years, and what you say is very true, that it accelerated my growing up game, I would say.
Maturity.
Maturity, yes, because basically, and everybody who took that leap that you were talking about right now, everybody who took a single leap in his or her life knows that what you experience then is life, and life is not always pleasant. Life gives you like you fall on your butt, you fall on your face, and then you stand up again and brush the dirt from your face, and then you walk on and fall another time, and you fall and you fall and you fall until you learn to fall.
Mm.
And it's kind of a failing forward process, which is especially, and that's something where I learned a lot from you, when it comes to sales, when it comes to closing, and when it comes to talking to clients, talking to like a lot of ego and objections, all that stuff that I learned after I took all that personally. And every time somebody told me like your videos are too expensive and your videos are not good, I said, oh, maybe this is true. Maybe it's too expensive. Maybe I'm not worth that, you know? And that's, I think, when we're looking at confidence, because that what it all comes down to, that's the main point that I learned over the years from becoming an entrepreneur at that young age.
Wow. So how did you work through that? How did you work through all of that self-doubt?
Spent all my money on coaching and courses.
Not a bad way to getting through it, depending on who you hire, right?
Yeah, that's true. Depending on who you hire, and if you're hiring Henry, then you're probably doing a good thing.
Thank you, dude. I appreciate that. Well, now that we know your background a little bit, there's so much more I want to uncover there, but I really want to focus today on how to help our audience create great marketing videos for their businesses. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to kind of take this opportunity and break it into two parts. One part being what makes your marketing videos suck. Let's start there. And then what makes them great. So let's start there. As a professional in this space and the amount of hours that you've studied this craft, what are the major mistakes businesses are making with their marketing videos?
Okay, so let's start with the bad stuff. The major mistake that I see every business, or not every, but like a lot of them, and chances are that a couple of them are listening or watching this right now, is to make a video without having, like, if you build a house, you need a fundamental thing like a basement first. Is it called basement? Foundation?
Foundation.
Yeah. Foundation. And if you don't have that, you can build the greatest house, but it's not going to do anything but collapse. So clients that I worked with in the past, where I didn't know that myself, they just wasted a lot of money for a lot of work, and it was great work, but the work did not do anything for them. Yeah, because they're like, video is a marketing investment, and you need to have a certain foundation to invest in a video. Otherwise, it's just going to be wasted money, and it's going to be a lot of wasted money because, as you say, Henry, video is one of the, I would even say, the most complex content form or content format, because it takes so much. Like, even making if I'm talking to people who make photos, their editing process is so simple compared to what it takes to make a video, because a video is 24 images a second. And then you make like a 3 or 30-minute video, and it even has sound too, and there's a lot of stuff to it that you have to to tackle. So it's just such a big thing to move. And if you move that in a direction where it has no other end to connect with, for example, if you don't have any funnels, if you don't have any products in place, if you don't have an offer, if you're not ready to crank up your marketing efforts, then a video might, even like if you're at the really start, might ruin your company if you're ready to buy like a $20,000 video and that's like your runaway.
Right. Okay. So let's talk about this. So we could flip flop and toggle between these two. What makes videos suck and what makes them great. So what goes into a strong foundational video? Like, what is the strong foundation for a video? Can you outline that for us?
I can. So basically, it's a brand, and now we're getting into the deep weeds when we define what a brand is. And from my understanding, which is like I'm I got one of the big guys next to me. Like when I'm saying this, I feel like very small. So Henry, please feel free to interrupt me and tell me like I'm talking total BS.
No. You're not gonna get that from me. Go ahead. Go.
From what I learned, a brand is a gut feeling that a customer has. And that starts with you, because if you're not gonna, you have to amplify that through your content, through your website, through your appearance, and the way that you present yourself to your ideal client. And you have to know what you present there, because like I met a lot of people that I rejected as my clients because they didn't know what they were doing. They didn't know who they were. And you got to have that identity first, because otherwise a video is not going to be like, I can make a video for sure, but it's like shooting into the void without aiming.
Yeah, exactly. So a great video starts with a great brand. So what you're known for, what you want to be known for, how you want to be seen, how you want to be positioned, how you want to show up in the world. I'll share a funny story with you. I went to the gym this morning and I had to go grab some water. We go through water in this house like my son goes through underwear. It is insane how much water we drink, which is a good thing. But I go into the supermarket next door, and I'm walking through the aisle, and I see this woman that works there coming out with all of these balloons, because they have this like little balloon area, and right above the door opening, it says, "Our mission is to create happy customers." And I was like, holy shit. We share missions. It's not just the customers of mine, but it's my customers. And so as a business owner, it should be your mission. Can't tell you what you should do and what not to do. But for me, I was like, wow, I really align with that. So to Tom's point, a great video really starts with a purpose and a real direction of what you're trying to say in that video. I see plenty of pretty videos out there that mean nothing to me. The views are great and the angles are great, and here's a guy that doesn't know much about video, but like I was like, it's gorgeous, but why did I just spend 30 seconds on that clip, right? Why did I watch that? What is this video trying to tell me? What is it trying to communicate? And I think that's the biggest issue I see. I don't see. Yeah. Joshua Easter here says all style, no substance. Yeah. We really got to get to the purpose. And so that's why you got to really structure this thing properly. And that's, again, why Tom's here today. So, all right. So let's say we have our brand established and we have our foundation. And so tell me more.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. I wanted to get into more of where videos suck, so people can be like, oh crap, I'm doing that. I need to stop doing that.
Yeah. Okay. Another thing, which you just also mentioned, is you talked about viral videos. You talked about videos that have like super, like a lot of likes, a lot of views and all of that stuff. And if you're aiming to get a viral video, this is something that I see a lot of people do, and it's not going to take them anywhere, because if you like all these views, where are you going to take them? If you're not taking them anywhere, like you have all these views and that's super cool, but if all these people bounce, it takes you nowhere.
Yeah. So you're saying that every video must have some sort of call to action at the end.
Not every video. That's also
Okay.
something that is a mistake that a lot of people do. They don't deliver any value and just say buy.
Hmm.
And you also make a deal with you not only try to please the client or please the customer who sees it, please the viewer of your content, but also the algorithm of the platform that you're on, and the platform wants the audience to stay on the platform.
Sure.
So
Yeah,
there's
sure.
like an 80-20 ratio that now I'm talking marketing again, but this is something that is part of a good content strategy, that you don't always sell, you don't always ask for something, because basically the whole reason why you do content is you want to give. You want to give value, give value, give value. Ask for a
Mhm.
sale, give value, give value, give value.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
spirit.
You know, there's a couple of ways you could format your calls to action on your videos. You know, if you create a video that you want to send someone down your funnel, right? Then that call to action is going to be very strong and transactional. Do this right now and get this, right? There's another form of call to action though that I think a lot of people maybe don't use enough. You ever watch a video? Yeah. You ever watch a commercial, right? And the video is very sentimental, right? And the call to action asks you to ask yourself a question to get you to think deeper about what you just saw and what it means to you. That's another form of call to action that I think we could use more than we do. Because, you know, if you go to my Facebook page, I'll give you a quick example. If you go to my Facebook personal page, my Facebook cover profile, it's not a video, but the question is very thought-provoking there. So right away, you come to my Facebook page and you're like, this guy's pretty deep, right? Because he's asking a pretty deep question right out of the gate. Right. So that's how you can start to strengthen your video marketing. Is maybe not every video is a grab throat, come down my funnel video. Maybe it's, hey, are you struggling? How, you know, I'm going off the cuff now, but I'm thinking out loud, and I'm saying, you know, are you getting the results that you're looking for with the actions that you're currently taking in your business? Or is your marketing efforts paying off? Question mark, and leave it at that. Done. Now that person goes away going, yeah, they are. I don't need this. Or no, they're not. And this video just called it out. So very, very important. Yeah, very, very important. There's a lot of ways to use video call to action. So those are just two. So what else?
Oh my God, who's talking now?
You.
There's another dead sin that people are doing. So when you're seeing this and you feel like, okay, that's totally me, then it might time to take a different approach. And it's if you just spend too much time, if it's just eating up all your time. And
I thought you meant the length of the video is just, it's too long.
I mean the creative process.
Oh, it's taking you forever to launch the damn thing.
Yeah, it's taking you forever to launch the damn thing, and then you're spending hours, and it's 2 a.m. and you wanted to be asleep like hours ago, but you're still fixing that damn issue, because either you want to get something, you want to get a specific look, specific style, then we're talking style over functionality again. And or there is a technical thing that you just don't know, And in video, more than in like any other content format that I ever seen, what you don't know hurts you because it takes you time, and what takes you time takes you. I mean, yeah, I mean you can't get even deeper than that. If you
Yeah.
lose time, there is something wrong.
Yeah.
So that's the
That's
thing.
why
If
it's very important, I think,
Yeah.
to know what you want, but
Mhm.
not try to do it yourself.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sitting here listening to you and I'm saying, Tom is such a practitioner in what he communicates on social media. I've been looking at your LinkedIn stuff, and it's so great how you're just hitting the real heavy, question issues out there, and you're going right at it. And look at your setup. Like, look at this camera setup. Look at the lighting. Look at the mic you're using. Everything is just perfectly in place. And I got the opportunity to kind of get a behind the scenes look of his studio, and it is impeccable. Like, you could eat off the floor. That's how clean it looks. And it's amazing. And so let's change gears a little bit, because you're a personal brand like I am, whether you think you are or not. I mean, you own an agency, but you've been putting yourself out there quite a bit. So I had some questions in regards to why you've chose your setup, why you've chosen to put yourself out there so much. Because when we first met, you came across as a very quiet guy who, like, didn't put himself out there so much. But I could tell, like, when you're around company that you're Tom Harris that everybody knows and fun to be around. But when you're out in social media land, I saw some hesitancy. I saw some reservation. I just saw some, and it wasn't a bad thing. It was just, I need to find my feet first before I get out there. But then you came through the Brand Accelerator program, and you like were a different man out there on social media. So talk to me about, I loaded that up with a bunch of questions. So let's break it down. Question number one was, why do you buy the setups and the looks and feels that you work with every single day? Why don't just go like everybody else says? Just, I don't know. You could use a real cheap mic and a cheap lighting and cheap this, cheap that. Why do you go this route?
Okay, so the question is, why do I buy expensive gear to make myself look expensive, even though I just bought a MacBook for a couple of $1,000 and it should have a sufficient camera.
Right. Why not just use that?
It has not. It looks like, even if it's expensive, your MacBook camera is not enough. It's not enough to make you look like, give you that cinema look. And
right,
I would say that's also a thing that's not for everyone, because there are a lot of people, it's sufficient to just use their MacBook webcam. Why not? The question is always, if you like, do you want to set yourself up for like a casual talk with, like, that you could have with everyone? Or do you want to set yourself up to talk to opportunities and talk to, like, your ideal client, for example? Do you want to sell something that is, or do you want to, what you sell is already inside of how you present yourself? And part of that is how they see you. And if there is something between you and that might be a camera or your mic, and if your internet connection sucks and it's always cutting, that's just something you don't want to have. It's disconnecting you, and you know how important every second is when it comes to making an impression.
Yeah. So do you have this attitude in your head like, well, shit, if I'm going to be the video guy, then I need to really look the part of the video guy. Like, I got to have all the fresh shit. Otherwise, I'm talking out of both sides of my mouth.
Yeah, that's part of the thing. But that's not the main reason why I have, like, that's not the main reason why you see me through a 6K camera.
So what's the main reason?
The main reason is I just don't want any tech get between who I really am. That's about authenticity. I want you to see me and hear me like I really am.
Mm.
Because that's why I think that digital communication stuff all was invented. That was to connect all of us. And why not make connection real? Why not? You're sitting not in Germany, separate like a long way. And if I want to talk to you, I would have to make a long distance. But I
Mhm.
also can just put a setup in place that makes me able to connect with people around the world in a very authentic way. And also that's additional to that, it it enables me to create content from everywhere. Like I can just hit record in every Zoom meeting with my clients, and also with people that I coach, with people that I consult with, all of that stuff. I can record that and I have an additional source of content.
Okay. Okay. You had mentioned before that people had said to you that they didn't think your videos were worth what you were charging.
Hmm.
Did that have anything to do with you leveling up your brand's online presence?
Can you clarify that one, please?
Yeah. So I could give you an example. So the reason why I upgraded my video setup is because I wanted to increase the value of my business presence
Yeah.
online. So if you see a grainy guy, a grainy screen, not focused, the mic sounds all echoey, and I'm going out there trying to sell $5,000 videos,
Yeah.
what's that doing to my brand equity? What is that doing to my brand reputation? You come to me and say, listen, guy, it's going to be $5,000 for a 2 minutes video, and we're going to do all the work, but it's that. I see your setup and I go, that's a drop in a bucket. Look at how he's presenting himself. So that's what I was wondering. Like, if you're out there designing and creating premium video for your clients, you have to look premium yourself. Otherwise, there's a disconnect. Do you agree or disagree with that?
I 100% agree with that. Yeah, definitely. You gotta appear as valuable as the value that you give. If I want to make you a $3 video, I can close that with my iPhone, but that's not what I do. And if that's not what you do, then you should also consider, like, maybe I need an upgrade here. Just a
Yeah.
tiny touch up. Maybe just buy a new mic. Sound is half of the video, but it's step by step. Or you can go all in and just spend like 40K in your setup.
Yeah. Real easy too. Real
Yeah.
easy. So I've been working behind the scenes with a mutual friend of ours, Mo. And he's been pushing me to create more videos that look more home. I hate to use the word homemade. Let's call it less produced.
Yeah.
Okay. Especially for Instagram reels, because that seems to be when you produce those, they don't get as much love than just a flip open the camera. I'm really aging myself here. Put the camera in front of your face, start recording and go, right? Versus record, send to production, get the production, upload, all of that. Is there a way to create great marketing videos without the high production value? Or I shouldn't say without the high production. Let's get rid of the value part.
Yeah. Okay, that's an excellent question. Thanks for asking that. And that's a very deep topic, because you say that that's just the truth. That's just a fact that authentic videos and like just look at TikTok.
Exactly.
Just look at Kaby Lame. This guy, 21-year-old guy, just takes his phone, makes super simple videos, and it has a lot of humor in it, but it's just a 15 seconds video. And he's got, like, I think he hit the billion milestone or something like that.
Oh my God.
It's just,
I never heard of him, but I'm not on TikTok. So
it's insane. It's
wow.
really insane. And people on LinkedIn are writing about him. He's like around the world.
Wow.
And that proves the point that you don't need that high production value to succeed and and to entertain. And I would agree to that 100% that you don't need it to entertain. And also, you don't need it to start. And that's one of the most important points, I think, because you have to get it into alignment first before you upgrade your production. And if it works, that's kind of like you pre-launch a product. You see, you test, you check the market, you see if it works first. And then if it works, then you can go all in and say, okay, we're doing this high level. And then you can spend a lot of money on production. That's also something that looks like production is maybe not the best production that you can get. Maybe, and I'm going to make myself enemies with that, but maybe the best production that you can get looks authentic and still high quality.
I agree with that. Yeah, I totally agree with that. So as we start to wrap up here, I want to just kind of synthesize down what we talked about today.
Yeah.
Okay. So we talked about sort of a very quick view of your origin story, how you got into this space and how it's been very helpful for you personally and professionally. But then we also talked about how to make marketing videos great for your business. And there was a few things you mentioned. One was you got to have a strong foundation for the video. So you have to have some sort of look and feel established. You have to have a purpose. You have to have a mission for the video. What do you want this video to do for your business? What do you want it to do for the viewer? Step one. Step two, have some sort of call to action. It doesn't have to always be a throat choking, come buy my stuff or come shoot down my funnel. There's a time and place for that, but there's also a call to action that could be more thought provoking and just end with a really deep question to get the audience thinking, maybe even questioning their assumptions to a point where they're scratching their heads going, maybe I should look into this business. Maybe they can help me. Contractors that are really good at marketing will always lead with contract. When I say contractors, I mean like people that are building homes, home improvements, things like that, carpenters, plumbers, those types of that service trade type of business. They'll always lead with, if you don't get your gutters fixed, this could happen, which leads to hundreds of thousands of dollars in damage. When's the last time you checked your gutters? Now I'm up there on the ladder going, right? But that's the call to action. When's the last time you checked your gutters? So powerful. That's a really powerful video right there, especially if you could create the visuals that go with that. And that was like, what did it take me 20 seconds to say? It's the same thing, right? We talked about production quality. You can have, especially with your iPhone, especially with the apps and things like that. Like, I got put onto CapCut not too long ago. CapCut's a video editing software on your phone that just trumps freaking iMovie by like a gazillion. And it's really, really easy to use. I use it now for all my stuff that I do, like on the fly. CapCut's a great resource. Again, the quality of the video is great just off your phone. Maybe that's the look that you're going for. You want a more authentic, behind the scenes, approachable look. Maybe you're in. Go ahead.
I just wanted, because when we have been chatting about CapCut, and I've been taking a little bit of an in-depth look and analysis about that, because it really beats iMovie by like,
I'll forget it, miles.
Yeah. And I established a workflow because CapCut is not so strong at color filters. And there's one app that is really good at color filters, especially if you want to improve like your Instagram stories. So what I started doing is I recorded my videos, the raw files that I put into CapCut in Instagram, just recorded with the Instagram camera with a filter, pick the look that you want to have for your video, and then save it, import it into CapCut, and then make your video. You already have it graded and it looks way better.
Bingo. Yeah, bingo. So I do that not for video, but for tech, but for imagery. there's certain apps that are good for one thing and not the other. So you got to do the work in the one and just bring it over to the other and finish it off, right? So again, leveling up the value of your business by creating higher quality video, right? And having a beginning, middle, and end of that video is very, very, very important. At the end of the day, you don't want to lose your audience by confusing them. You want to make it very, very simple. That's why videos don't have to be very long, unless it's something very demonstrational or something like that, where you have to go in a little bit, right? But they don't have to be very long. We're putting together shorts for YouTube now in between these longer form videos that are 60 seconds long, and they're getting hundreds of views. Powerful stuff. So you just got to know what bit to cut out, to clip out, and to create. So here's what I would say. I highly recommend, if you know what you want in your head, but you're not sure on how to create it and how to put it all together, that you reach out to Tom. Sit down with Tom. He'll take your idea, and maybe you have like a rough draft of it or something like that, and he'll pick it apart and tell you how to improve it, or he'll just do the damn thing for you. So I highly recommend, if you're serious about marketing video, you want to learn more about marketing videos and how to improve them for your business, to go check out Tom at Aris Media and talk to him on what you're looking to do and see if he can help you. He has helped me tremendously. You don't know this yet, Tom, but since watching you over the past few months and seeing what you produce, you leveled up my game in different ways that made me realize, I could be improving on this. I could be improving on that. So I wanted to thank you today for sharing your expertise with us, your thoughts with us, and thank you for leveling up me as a personal brand that does a lot of video. So I'm really grateful for that. So for those folks that want to learn more about you and follow your journey and perhaps get help with their marketing videos, where can we send them?
LinkedIn. Just send me a DM. Just DM me the word Henry so I know where you guys are coming from, and I can leave Henry a thank you note. That's the easiest way to reach out.
And say your name in full so they know how to get you.
So the name is Tom Aris, TOMARIS. Just type it in LinkedIn, and I'm the guy with the red badge in the background.
Nice. Well, there you have it, guys. Hope by listening and watching this, you're going to scratch your head and say, before I put out my next video, am I addressing all the points from today's show? And if not, let's start plugging them in, because they're going to level up the quality of your video and help you get quality leads coming in that are going to convert to sales. So have an amazing day, guys. Don't forget to subscribe, drop some comments, let us know your biggest takeaway, and we will catch you on the next one real soon. Talk to you soon.